Barakatin Yahweh, Barakatin Yahweh Shai, Barakatin Ruach Desh. Right, that's 12 Akims teaching all this truth all around the four corners of the world to the Israelites, House of Jakes, and other Israelite foreigners. All you brothers and sisters that look like other nations, but are Israelites. All right, we're going to talk about chariots, so-called UFOs. I've been in exile the last 3 days. I had to really afflict the flesh to tap into the spirit on this one. So hopefully let's get edified. I'm going to have to do like about 3 parts to this. So, because, chariots, they're all over this book. This is the union between the Israelites and the Elohim, so-called chariots. And I'm just going to give you guys seven references to it, and then we'll do some more later. Because I still got to finish what I'm trying to do for tomorrow's video. So here we go. I'm going to start with Ezekiel 1. It says, the word of the Lord came expressly to Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Shabar, and the hand the Lord was upon him. Then I looked, and behold, a whirlwind was coming out of the north, a great cloud with raging fire engulfing itself, and brightness was all around it, and irradiating out of its midst like the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. Also from within it came like the likeness of 4 living creatures, and it was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Each one had 4 faces. Each one had 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the soles of calves' feet. They sparkled like the color of burnished bronze, like dark skin. The hands of a man were under the wings, and on their 4 sides, and on each of the 4 had the faces of wings. Their wings touched one another. The creatures did not turn when they went, but each one went straight forward. As for the likeness of their face, each had the face of a man. Each had the 4 had the face of a lion. On the right side, each of the 4 had the face of an ox. On the left, each of the 4 had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces. Their wings stretched upwards. 2 wings of each one touched one another, and 2 covered their bodies. And each one went straight forward. They went wherever the Spirit wanted them to go. Keep note of that. And they did not turn when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like the burning coals of fire, like the appearance of torches going back and forth among the living creatures. The fire was bright, and out of the fire went lightning, and the living creatures ran back and forth in appearance like a flash of lightning. Now as I looked at the living creatures, behold, a wheel was on the earth beside each living creature, with 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their workings was like the color of beryl, and all 4 had the same likeness. The appearance of their workings was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. A UFO he's describing, or so-called UFO. When they moved, they went toward any one of the 4 directions. They did not turn aside when they went. As for the rims, they were so high, they were awesome, and the rims were full of eyes all around the 4 of them. When the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit wanted to go, they went, because there the Spirit went, and the wheels were lifted together with them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And when those went, these went. And when these stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up together with them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheel. So basically, the spirit of our Father, Yahweh, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, is the power behind these wheels, these chariots. That's why they come and go and disappear and defy the laws of physics, in our current state with this physical body, or that G-force would break your pencil neck, But clearly, he's describing the UFOs, you know what I mean? And these beings, these Elohim, they've been here since the beginning. Let's just go back to Genesis 1, and it'll prove it. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, here we go. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the spirit of Yahweh Elohim was hovering over the face of the waters. Hovering, see? So the chariots were right there in the beginning with the Father, along with our Messiah, helping build, the foundations of the earth. Okay, so now let's go to Second Kings, all right? I'm going to give you guys 7 verses, and like I said, we'll be back, because this is a long one right here, man. This is all over here. These UFOs have been depicted, or so-called UFOs. Kings. Okay, here we go. We're going to go Second Kings, okay, chapter 2. It says, and it came to pass, when Yahweh was about to take up Elijah into the heavens by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elijah, that was son from Gilgal. Then Elijah said to Elijah, stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me to Bethel. But Elijah, as the Lord lives, and as you soul lives, I will not leave you. So they went down to Bethel. Now the son of the prophets who were at Bethel came out to Elijah and said to him, do you know that the Lord will take away your master from over you today? As he said, yes, I know. Keep silent. Then Elijah said to him, Elijah, stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me to Jericho. But he said, as the Lord lives and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. So they came to Jericho. Now the son of the prophets who were at Jericho came to Elijah and said to him, do you know that the Lord will take away your master from over you today? So he answered, yes, I know. Keep silent. Then Elijah said to him, stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me on to Jordan. But he said, as the Lord lives and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. So the two of them went on. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood facing them at a distance, while the two of them stood by the Jordan. Now Elijah took his mantle, rolled it up, and struck the water, and it was divided this way and that, so that the two of them crossed over on dry ground. And so it was, when they had crossed over, that Elijah said to Elijah, ask, what may I do for you before I am taken away from you? Elijah said, please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. So he said, you have asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be for you, but not, it shall not be so. Then it happened, as they continued on, talked, that suddenly a chariot of fire appeared with the horses of fire, and separated two of them. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into the Shamayan, which is the heavens. And Elijah saw it, and he cried out, my father, the chariots of Jasharallah and his horsemen. So he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and tore them into 2 pieces. So see, the prophet Elijah was taken by these so-called UFOs, but they're really the chariots of fire, the clouds of the Most High, the whirlwinds of Yahweh. So, I mean, the Israelites, we had history with these beings, It's depicted all through our history. You can look at Aztecs, hieroglyphics, Mayans, Incas, the Southern Kingdom, and they've been depicted. So they're only unidentified objects to you, Esau, you fucking devil. Okay, now let's continue. Let's go to, stay in 2 Kings, so we'll go to chapter 6. Let's see. 13, okay. Okay, here goes. Verse 13. So he said, go and see where he is, that I may send and get him. And it was told him, saying, sure, he is in Dotham. Therefore he sent horses and chariots and a great army there, and they came by night and surrounded the city. And when the servants of the man of Yahweh rose early and went out, there was an army surrounding with horses and chariots, and his servants said to him, Alas, my master, what shall we do? So he answered, do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. So basically, it was like an army of Baal's priests on the ground, actual horses and chariots trying to ambush the prophet. So he answered, he said, do not fear, right? So Elijah prayed and said, Yahweh Elohim, I pray upon his eyes that he may see. Then the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elijah. So basically, up in the sky, there appeared all the Elohim's horses, the chariots. So when the Syrians came down to see him, Elijah prayed to the Lord and said, strike these people, I pray, with the blindness. And he struck them with blindness according to the words of Elijah. Now Elijah said to them, this is not the way, nor is it the city. Follow me, I will bring you to the man whom you seek. But he led them to Samaria. So it was, when they had come to Samaria, that Elijah said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened the eyes, and they saw that they were inside Samaria. So basically, it's that beam of light. It supposedly like blinds you coming from these chariots. Okay. So now let's go to the book of Job, man. I'm telling you, man, the whole Bible has these chariots of fire all through them. But they don't teach you that in worldly religions, man, because they don't know how to decipher the scripture. You know, chariots they ain't dealing with them, man. They're only dealing with the elect. We see them all the time, man. Okay, Proverbs. Yeah, let's go to Proverbs, man. Give me 1 second. All right, here you go. Let's go to Proverbs 1, 20 to 33. The call of wisdom. Wisdom calls aloud outside. She raises her voice in the open squares. She cries out in the chief concourse. At the openings of the gates in the city, she speaks her words. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? For scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn at my rebuke. Surely I will pour out my spirit on you. I will make my words known to you, because I have called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no one regarded, because you disdain all my counsel. I would have none of my rebuke. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your terror comes. When your terror comes like a storm, and your destruction comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. So these chariots have always been putting in work for the Lord. You know, they save and they destroy. You know, because there's a time for harvest and there's a time to it's just there's two sides to the Lord, the right side and the left side. But we'll talk about that later. And then they will call upon me, and I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me, because they hate knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would have done none of my counsel and despised my every rebuke. Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled to the full with their own fancies. For the turning away of the simple will slay them, and the complicity of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will dwell safely and will be secure without fear of evil. So basically, if you continue with these bullshit religions and doing what you want, then the Lord don't care, man. He's just gonna kill your ass too, man. He's not just gonna come here and kill the wicked of Esau and the heathens, man. 2/3 of Jake, you wicked ass, scoffing ass niggas, you're gonna die too, man. So just so you know, Lord ain't playing, man. So let's go another one right here, man. I'm gonna do two more, man. Let's see. Let's go to Proverbs 10, man. 22. Okay, here goes. The blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. To do evil is like a sport to a fool, but a man of understanding has wisdom. The fear of the wicked will come upon him, and the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the whirlwind passes by, the wicked is no more, but the righteous has an everlasting foundation. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the lazy man to those who resent him. So therefore, when these chariots show up, there's hell to pay, man. Somebody's gonna get fucked up, and it's letting you know that either you with it or you without it, man. Because there's no in between here. And see, that's what we're gonna do for now. Because I still got a couple more studying to do, but I'm gonna do this into like a 3-4 part series to prove to you guys that throughout this whole scripture, this book, this Bible, is pretty much our history between Yahweh, Elohim, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and the Elohim and the children of Israel. Only made a covenant with us and nobody else. So it's just like if that's why we're blessed and we're cursed more than any other people in the fucking world. See, it's kind of like metaphor speaking. You show up home and you find your kid and his friend jacking you, stealing you. Who you gonna fuck up more, man? Your kid or his friend? Your kid, right? Because he should know better and you thought he loved you. So it's the same thing with the Father. That's why he beats the fuck out of us, man. The person, man, Deuteronomy. But we'll get into that, some other time too. So I hope this is edifying and you know, kind of open some eyes. And like I said, we'll do some more, part 3, part 2, 3, maybe 4. Like the whole book is all about this, man. So Shalom.